Are you serious?
Hello, welcome to another episode of How to Kill an Hour. My name is Marcus Bronzy.
Mine's Sean.
And this is the show where Sean and I scour the internet and look for new ways to kill time. Some laughs, some jokes, some ways that we kill a bit of time, quite literally. It's called Kill a Bit, that part of the show. And also we talk about some funky news stories as well. We kick off every single show, Sean. Sean. We kick off every session with, every show we kick it off with some jokes. And we are going to get into that, Sean. But you know, this is a dynamic show. We try new things, and this is a new feature that we've never done before, and it is Random Fact of the Week.
Okay.
How true is this sentence? A Coke from a bottle, a can, and McDonald's are three different drinks. Telling you, bruv.
Fuel debate.
What are you ranking them as?
I mean, bottles definitely first one.
Number one in it.
100%.
Ice cold bottle, yeah?
Yeah.
With the, I call it sweat, but condensation dropping down the side of it. You know what I mean? A little dropping onto the side, innit? Yeah.
Ooh.
And also, are you doing straw in the bottle? Are you sucking it straight from the bottle? Or you're not pouring it out into a glass? Because that's another drink within itself, isn't it?
It's a tough one. I don't like drinking from a bottle with a straw.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes it's too fizzy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And then the straw's all sticking out and bobbing around and stuff. Yeah.
Ideally, what you do a bit of a desperado. You'd get a lime.
Oh, come on!
Squish it into the bottle, and then it's just dreamy.
This is advanced Coca-Cola drinking.
It is.
I could imagine if this is the first show that you've ever listened to. You're like, okay, well, this is what this podcast is about. But come on, though, it's a serious.
I think this is an age-old debate. It's the same as McDonald's chips versus Burger King chips.
Burger King fries, isn't it? Yeah, exactly. KFC have said they got a new ingredient as well. Like, they got a new set of ingredients and a new way of cooking their fries.
Their fries, they've got like, it's more similar to Nando's chips now. It's got like a piri.
They call it like a Cajun spice or something.
They're trying to get their fancy. Let's be honest, their chips were whack before.
They just used to be like I always remember them as soggy chips.
Dead. So whatever they did, they're definitely better than they were before.
They're banging now, aren't they?
Yeah, they're pretty decent.
They're up there.
Yeah.
But sorry, back to Coke. So you put in. In fact, we should do this as a countdown. So in third place, what would you have?
Do you know what? This is a tough one, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to put it out there. Is because cans are consistent.
Yeah.
But drinks from fast food chains like these or whatever, like sometimes you get one and it's banging, and sometimes you get one and you're like, what? Because it's like a syrup mixed with a fizzy water in it.
Yeah.
So sometimes they don't quite get the
ratios
correct.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then you have like, sometimes it just tastes a bit like sweet syrup, and then sometimes you're like, it's not.
Or sometimes there's not enough. The syrup's running out, and they don't know yet.
And then it's a bit fizzy watery.
Yeah, it tastes a bit like you had Coke in there, and someone's topped it out with sparkling water.
That's not a good look.
And then when you combo that with like the ice machine isn't really making good ice, it just becomes a horrible thing. But conversely, Sean, when you get that perfect mix of fresh carbonated beverage with that syrup, right, and the ice machine is making those big chunks of ice, bro, and you just hear that noise as your straw goes in, and you take that first sip. What?
I'm going to put it out there, right? If it came in like every time, and it came in like what you just described, it's close to being almost in the first place.
Yeah.
But due to the lack of consistency, if I had to choose, I'd probably put a Coke. I'd probably put a can of Coke second.
Yeah.
What are you thinking?
I hear that. The can of Coke is always ice cold.
But you can also decant into a glass and have a slice of lemon and
brandy in the top as well sometimes. Yeah, man. I'm gonna go
third place.
I'm gonna go third place. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna put the can of Coke third. Yeah.
Okay.
Because it's nice, right?
But for the best experience, like there is a chance that the Coke from like McDee's, for instance, could upset the can, but again,
for me, I'm going on the positive experiences I've had recently. The last couple experiences, the the mixture was correct.
Ratio
bruv.
was on
It
point.
Good. Yeah.
Ice machine was making good ice.
The risk to reward ratio has been good for me recently, right?
Is that?
I've had a few bad experiences, then I probably would have it less. And then obviously at the top of the tree, the king of the jungle, the flipping, the peak of the mountain, the center of the universe is that bottled Coke, because you get all the good things that you get out of the McDonald's and can one, which you get the coldness, you get the nice mix of carbonation, holding the hips of that cold bottle, wrapping your hand around its hips and its waist, and it's an experience, man.
It sounds like you enjoy the experience even more.
But it's consistent as well.
Consistency. Consistency is key. As we're getting older, you find that out,
Yeah. Apparently, as you get older, the risk to reward ratio is lower and lower when you try new things. So as you get older, you should try new things less and do what you like more, apparently.
Wait,
I listened to one podcast.
Wait, are you saying that we become less risk averse?
It is saying that you are more likely to be disappointed if you try new things as you get older.
Damn,
it's mad, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's mad.
Because I'm not gonna lie, I'm quite risk averse. So if let's say I go to a restaurant and I know that I like things, I would just end up eating that, and then every now and again, I would just be like, do you know what? I want to try something different.
Yeah.
And 9 times out of 10, I'm like, why did I do that?
I do that a lot with fast food spots. I'm not going to name the specific one because I might want to get sponsorship in some part of time in the future. But whenever they do a special, I can't say what, a special menu release, a special release on the menu, I always try that instead of going for what I know that I like. And every fucking time, bro. Every time I'm like, damn, I should have just gone for the OG classic that you've been serving for years.
You know what you like.
You've got me in a Christmas spirit or a spring spirit or summer special spirit. And now, man, you've got me, man. Yeah. You get me. Upset, man. Shout out to our boy who, whenever he goes to McDonald's, orders a meal and a half. You know who he is. The consummate burger shaker.
Look at me, Bernard. As a meal and a half is like conservative. That's him when he's like just a little bit peckish.
Yeah. He would like order a side burger, innit? In fact, we've been away with him and he's ordered a side of steak when we were at a breakfast restaurant. I swear to God.
Wait. Do you do remember the time? Oh, we must have been like 15 or something. Yeah. Well, I think we turned up at Bond Street Station and my man was hungry. Yeah. And then he was like, "Oh, hey, bro." We were like going somewhere and he was like, "Bro, I'll be super quick." We're like, "Is it? All right, bro, we'll time you." Yeah. Minute and a half, backed.
Oh yeah.
His whole meal.
Smacked his whole meal.
Everything. We're like,
yeah.
Alright, cool.
In fact, when we were a bit older, we went raving once and we were staying at one of our friends. Our friends had a relative that had a free house. So we went raving.
It's a curry.
Yeah, do you remember?
Yes, I do.
So we went raving.
St. John's Wood, no?
Yeah, St. John's Wood, yeah. So we stayed at a house in St. John's Wood. And we after the rave, we're like tired, we're hungry. So we found like a 24/7 Tesco, I think it was. Yeah, when it did 24, it was a late night Tesco or
if I remember correctly, it was like one of those like in a box meal for two.
Yeah. So before we get to that, just so you know the levels, I would like get a sandwich, a drink, and crisps. You may have done the same thing, sandwich and crisps. He bought a meal for two, microwave meal for two, proceeded to go to the house we were at, not his house. And start chefing up, as much as you can, with a microwave meal, and was there eating a plate of curry and clapped a whole meal for two. And we're like, bro, what you doing? He's like, it's just, I want to have some proper hot food, I can't have a sandwich.
Hey, you know what? Yeah, it's fair play to him.
Yeah. Big up, man. I just always thought after we left, like, didn't that house just smell of curry? Like, imagine you came back to the house and like, like, your nephew or something stayed over and you just came back and was like, did you not have a tikka last night? Like, what kind of party is this? I was expecting to like maybe see like some alcohol stains on the couch or something. We're not flipping that. Anyway, so you're saying Mickey D's can bottle, or you're saying can Mickey D's then bottle, and I'm saying
no. I put can second because of consistency.
That was it. Sorry. You're saying Mickey D's can bottle, and I'm saying can Mickey D's bottle. Says a lot about it. Says a lot about you, man. Anyway, that was it. Time for our next part of the show, Sean, which is where we find some jokes that we tell every week, aka jokes of the week.
I felt like that echo guy.
Yeah, there's a strong echo in it.
What, am I going first this week?
Yeah, man.
All right. Hey, we're kicking off with a little Johnny.
Oh, God.
Little Johnny's chores. Little Johnny comes down to breakfast. Since they live on a farm, his mother asks if he has done his chores. Not yet, said little Johnny. His mother tells him no breakfast until he's done his chores. Well, he's a bit pissed off, so he goes to feed the chickens and he kicks a chicken. He goes to feed the cows and he kicks a cow. He goes to feed the pigs and he kicks a pig. He goes back in for breakfast and his mother gives him a bowl of dry cereal. Hey, how come I don't get any eggs and bacon? Why don't I have any milk in my cereal, he asked. Well, his mother says, I saw you kick a chicken, so you don't get any eggs for a week. I saw you kick a pig, so you don't get any bacon for a week either. I also saw you kick the cow, so for a week you aren't getting any milk, Johnny. Just then, his father comes down for breakfast and kicks the cat halfway across the kitchen. Little Johnny looks up at his mother with a smile and says, are you going to tell him or should I?
Oh, little Johnny. Oh, little Johnny. Okay. 4 friends reunite 30 years after school. One friend goes to the bathroom while the other 3 start discussing the success of their firstborn kids. Friend 1 says their kid studied economics, became a banker, and is so wealthy that they gave their best friend a brand new Ferrari. Friend 2 says that their kid became a pilot, started their own airline, and is so wealthy they gave their best friend a jet. Friend 3 says their kid became an engineer, founded their own development company, and is so wealthy they built their best friend a castle. Friend 4 returns from the bathroom and asks what they're talking about. They tell him they're discussing the success of their kids and ask about his. Friend 4 says calmly, mine's a full-time stripper. The other 3 express their disappointment, assuming that he must be unhappy with such a lack of success. Oh no, friend 4 replies, they're doing quite well. Last week for their birthday, they received a Ferrari, a jet, and a castle from 3 of their regulars.
The camping trip. Steve and his buddies were hanging out and planning an upcoming fishing trip. Unfortunately, he had to tell them he couldn't go this time because his wife wouldn't let him. After a lot of teasing and name calling, Steve headed home frustrated. The following week, when Steve's buddies arrived at the lake to set up camp, they were shocked to see Steve. He was already sitting at the campground with a cold beer, swag rolled out, fishing rod in hand, and a campfire glowing. How did you talk your missus into letting you go, Steve? I didn't have to, Steve replied. Yesterday, when I left work, I went home, slumped down in my chair with a beer to drown my sorrows because I couldn't go fishing with you guys. Then, the old lady snuck up behind me, covered my eyes and said, surprise! When I peeled her hands back, she was standing there in a beautiful see-through negligee. And she said, carry me into the bedroom, tie me to the bed, and you can do whatever you want. So here I am.
Oh man. A man is laying in the hospital waiting to be the first person in history to receive a brain transplant. The doctor comes in and says, congratulations, but unfortunately, since this is a new procedure, your insurance isn't going to cover it all. So we're going to give you 3 choices for brains so you can decide what you can afford. The man says, okay, what are the options? The doctor says, well, first, there's an engineer brain, and that is £100 an ounce. Then there's an astrophysicist brain, and that will cost you £200 an ounce. Finally, there's the politician's brain. That's the most expensive. It's going to cost you £1,000 an ounce. The man looks at the doctor surprised. That's absurd. Why is the politician brain so expensive? The doctor turns to him and says, sir, do you have any idea how many politicians it takes to get an ounce of brain?
Ooh.
Kiavan.
Like it.
Kiavan.
Like it. Oh. Hey, we should have done that one when we talked about Neuralink.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man.
All right. The actor's flower. A washed up actor hasn't got a job in years. He has lost his ability to remember lines. But after looking for work for a very long time, he finally gets the lead role in a Broadway musical. When he arrives at the theatre, the director tells him, listen, you have the most important part, but you only have one line. You walk onto the stage with a rose, bring it close to your nose with your thumb, index and middle fingers, sniff it deeply, then you will say, oh, the smell of my lover. When it comes time for him to say his line, he walks onto stage and says, oh, the smell of my lover. With this, the crowd begins to laugh hysterically and the director explodes with anger. The actor runs off stage embarrassed and asks, did I forget my lines? The director replied, no, you idiot, you forgot the rose.
Oh man, what I like about that though, bruv, is I didn't see that coming, you know.
Did you?
I didn't see it coming. It's quite weird. All right, okay, cool. Here's another one for you. This is a really silly one, by the way. Okay,
I love it. Let's go.
get your silly head on.
Okay.
A soldier shows up for military training but realizes he forgot to bring his gun. The sergeant hands him a stick and gestures to the training field. You'll have to use this, soldier. If you need to shoot someone, just aim your stick at them and shout bangity bang bang. If someone gets too close, poke them in the gut as though it was a bayonet and shout stabbity stab stab. Now get moving, soldier. The soldier thinks this is ridiculous, but to his surprise, when he aims his stick at a fellow trainee across the field and shouts bangity bang bang, the other soldier goes down in a theatrical display. Then another trainee tries to run past him, so he pokes him in the ribs and shouts stabbity stab stab, and he too goes down, pretending to be dead. So the soldier starts running through the mock battlefield, shouting bangity bang bang and occasionally stabbity stab stab, until eventually he realizes he's the last man standing. He's feeling pretty proud of himself until another soldier rounds the corner and starts walking to him, slowly, stiffly and menacingly. The soldier takes aim with his stick and goes bangity bang bang, but the soldier doesn't go down this time. He keeps approaching, his arms stiff at his sides, his boots stomping aggressively on the ground. The soldier starts to sweat, clears his throat, adjusts his grip on his stick and hollers bangity bang bang, but nothing happens. The other soldier keeps marching towards him. Now the soldier panics. He pretends to reload his stick and desperately cries out bangity bang bang bangity bang bang stabbity stab stab stabbity stab stab, but to his dismay nothing works. Finally the other soldier reaches him, kicks him in the shin and knocks him to the ground. He stands over the soldier and says tankety tank tank.
Oh,
I'm sorry, I was giggling my arse off.
It's so dumb. I love it. That's great.
Oh man,
That's a classic. That's a
tankety tank tank. I was, bro, when I read it, I was like, oh, fuck's sake, man, it's so dumb. But I love silly stuff like that.
right up my street, that one. Right. The chicken in the sinkhole.
Okay.
One day, a horse and a chicken were playing, and the horse slipped and fell into a giant sinkhole. Try as she might, the chicken couldn't pull the horse out of the sinkhole, and she thought her friend was a goner. Then, the horse had an idea. Chicken, I think the farmer left his keys in a truck. Go, tie a piece of rope to the trailer hitch, and throw me the other end. I'll hold it in my teeth, and you can pull me out with the truck. The chicken did as she was told, and successfully pulled the horse out of the sinkhole. Life went on. A few weeks later, they were playing in the same area, and this time, the chicken was the one to slip and fall into the giant sinkhole. The horse ran to get the farmer's truck, but the farmer had taken it into town, so no dice. The horse raced back to the sinkhole, determined to spend whatever time left the chicken had with him. When he got there, the chicken was just about submerged. The chicken screamed, "Horse, get me out of here!" "I can't, chicken. The farmer took the truck into town. I don't have anything to pull you out with." Well, I was thinking about that. What you can do is you can stand over the sinkhole, I can grab onto your wiener, and you can pull me out. Well, I guess that could work, said the horse. So the horse stood over the sinkhole, the chicken grabbed hold of his swinger, and the horse picked the chicken right up out of the sinkhole. The moral of the story is, if you're hung like a horse, you don't need a sweet car to pick up chicks. It was a long setup. It wasn't as bad as the blah blah Mulberry one.
Blah blah blah. Oh mate, I've got a version of that, right? I'll tell you what, yeah, because we started
people off.
Because we've done our punishment episodes, right? When we do our next one, if you want me, tell me. I've got a horrible. It's a horrible joke. As in, it's horrible.
We're gonna get some flack.
Yeah, as in people email. It's one of the ones where you get DM saying, "Can you lot stop doing that, please? It's horrible." All right, cool. But this, however, is a twist on a classic joke, right?
Okay.
I was walking along the road when I heard a chant from behind a fence. It was a group of kids saying, 14, 14, 14, 14. There was a little hole in the fence, so I peeked through to see what was going on. Then a stick came through and poked me right in the eye. As I was walking away, I heard them chanting, 15, 15, 15, 15. I'm sorry.
Oh, you know the worst thing about that?
Yeah.
So we would have been those youths back in the day.
We would have been that kid. 15, 15. We would have been those kids. Oh, man. All right. Oh.
Okay. Bill worked in a pickle factory. He'd been employed there for a number of years when he came home one day to confess to his wife that he had a terrible compulsion. "Honey, I've got an urge to stick my penis into the pickle slicer." His wife suggested that he should see a therapist to talk about it, but Bill said he was too embarrassed and would just get over it eventually. A few weeks later, Bill came home and his wife could see at once that something was seriously wrong. "What's wrong, Bill?" she asked. "Do you remember that I told you how I had this crazy urge to put my penis in the pickle slicer?" "Oh, Bill, you didn't." "I did." "My God, Bill, what happened?" "Oh, I got fired." "No, Bill, I mean, what happened with the pickle slicer?" "Oh yeah, she got fired too." Did you see that one coming?
Just at the last minute. At the last minute. Well, it's a good one. All right. Oh, I'm hoping you don't on this one too, right? A blonde, a redhead, and a brunette were having a lunch break together. The brunette opens her lunchbox and goes, "Oh, my husband is so kind. He prepares my lunch every day, but another tuna sandwich." The redhead opens hers and goes, "Oh, crap, me too. Another tuna sandwich." The blonde opens hers and goes, "Guess what? I got the same too. Tuna sandwich." The next day they have lunch together and again they eat tuna sandwiches. And then the next day and again and again and again until the brunette girl can't take it anymore. She goes, "That's it. If I have to eat a tuna sandwich one more time, I swear I'm going to throw myself out the window." And the other two agree they'll do the same. She opens the lunchbox, finds a tuna sandwich and goes, "Fuck it," jumps to her death. The redhead opens hers, finds a tuna sandwich and throws herself off as well. The blonde opens hers, finds a tuna sandwich and, well, you know how it goes, right? The next day, the three husbands are at the funeral of the three girls, shocked and desperate. The brunette's husband said, "She could have told me she was sick of tuna sandwiches. How could I have expected?" The redhead's husband goes, "I thought she loved tuna. Why couldn't she just ask for another lunch?" The blonde's husband stands there in tears and says, "I just don't understand. She made her own lunch."
Oh, why didn't I see? Damn it! How did I not see that coming?
All right. All right.
Oh, he's pleased with himself. He's pleased with himself. I can see.
Yeah. Right.
All right. A man went to the doctor's office to get a double dose of Viagra. The doctor told him that he couldn't allow him a double dose. "Why not?" asked the man. "Because it's not safe," replied the doctor. "But I really, really need it really bad," said the man. "Well, why do you need it so badly?" asked the doctor. The man said, "My girlfriend is coming into town on Friday. My ex-wife will be on Saturday. And my wife is coming home on Sunday. Can't you see? I must have a double dose." The doctor finally relented, saying, "Okay, I'll give it to you, but you have to come in on Monday morning so that I can check to see if you have any side effects at all." On Monday, the man dragged himself in, his arm in a sling. The doctor asked, "What happened to you?" The man replied, "Nobody showed up."
Come on.
That's a quagmire one.
It is, isn't it? It is. Right. Juan comes up to the Mexican border on his bicycle. He's got two large bags over his shoulders. The guard stops him and says, "Hey, what's in the bags?" "Sand," says Juan. The guard says, "We'll just see about that. Get off the bike." The guard takes the bags, rips them apart and empties them out and finds nothing but sand. He detains Juan overnight and has the sand analysed, only to discover that there's nothing but pure sand in them. The guard releases him and puts sand into the new bags, hefts them onto the man's shoulders and lets him cross the border. The next day, the same thing happens. The guard says, "What have you got now?" "Sand." The guard does a thorough examination and discovers that the bags contain nothing but sand. He gives the sand back to him and Juan crosses the border on his bicycle. This sequence of events is repeated every day for a year. Finally, Juan doesn't show up one day and the guard meets him in Cantina in Mexico. "Hey buddy," says the guard, "I know you're smuggling something. It's driving me crazy. It's all I think about. I can't sleep. Just between you and me, what are you smuggling?" Juan sips his beer and says, "Bicycles." That's another bad payoff, isn't it? That's another bad payoff. Right, okay.
Oh, God.
I got one for the Brits coming up as well, Sean. One for our British contingency.
Okay.
Cool.
Son-in-law. While watching TV with his wife, a man tosses peanuts into the air and catches them in his mouth.
Oh.
Just as he throws another peanut in the air, the front door opens, causing him to turn his head. The peanut falls into his ear and gets stuck. His daughter comes in with her date. The man explains the situation and the daughter's date says, "I can get that peanut out." He tells the father to sit down, shoves 2 fingers into the father's nose and tells him to blow hard. The father blows and the peanut flies out of his ear. After the daughter takes her date to the kitchen for something to eat, the mother turns to the father and says, "Isn't he smart? I wonder what he plans to be. The father says, from the smell of his fingers, I'd say our son-in-law. Fuck! I was going to apologise at the beginning, but I thought I'd let that one hit.
Oh, man. All right, cool. Wow. That is mad. After a beer festival in London, all the brewery presidents decided to go out for a beer. Corona's president sits down and says, Senor, I would like the world's best beer, a Corona. So the bartender takes a bottle from the shelf and gives it to him. The Budweiser president says, I'd like the best beer in the world. Give me the king of beers, a Budweiser. The bartender gives him one. The Coors president says, I'd like the best beer in the world. The only one made with Rocky Mountain spring water. Give me a Coors. And he gets a Coors. The guy from Guinness sits down and says, give me a Coke, please. The other brewery presidents look over at him and says, what? Why aren't you drinking Guinness? The Guinness president replies, well, if you guys aren't drinking beer, neither will I. Oh, shots fired! There you go, man.
Like a good savage punchline.
There you go, man. Bruv, trust me. Anyway, those were our jokes. Have you got? Wait, we've got to, that's it. We're done.
Yeah,
those are our jokes
of the week.
It's had a bit of extra reverb on
A little bit of extra week on it. You get me? Right, Sean. Time for our next bit of the show, which is how we've been killing some time this week. I mean, to be fair, you've been doing a lot, bro. So have you had a more chilled one, maybe for once, keeping away loads?
I have indeed. Yeah. I had a fairly non-eventful week. Only thing I thought would be worth mentioning is more of a rant.
A rant?
It's more of a rant.
So is it a...
It's a rant
Of the week.
You know I like a good rant.
Yeah.
And my rant goes like this. I don't think that nowadays the gaming industry really puts any time and effort into creating co-op games for friends to enjoy together.
Oh my, hell yes.
You on board with this?
So agree with you, bro.
Like, it's so much so that I met up with one of our mutual friends the other day, and we were like, yo, we haven't like met up another gaming session for like the longest time, right?
Yeah. Which one was it? Can we... Cause
KJ.
Yeah. I was going to ask what their habits were, but now if we say their name and their habits, we've revealed their identity, so it's fine. I was going to ask if it was the burger shaker or the curry monster or the McDonald's eater, but everybody who knows us knows the answer to that right now. Maybe we'll reveal it one day. Maybe we'll bring him on the show. Who knows? And we can watch him eat a burger in a minute.
In a minute.
Yeah.
3 burgers in a minute.
3 burgers in a minute and fries.
So we decided that we were going to play a game from the Xbox 360, bro.
Jesus Christ. Right. Okay. Now, all joking aside, for our younger contingency, our younger audience, they may not know what the Xbox 360 is because
it used to make a noise like this.
Wow. Yeah.
When it turned on.
Because it was Xbox, right? Then was it the Xbox 360 afterwards? That's what it was.
Original Xbox 360.
That was it. So it was the second Xbox to come out, which was... Yeah, that was a very interesting. How long? When was that? When did that come out, bro?
What, the Xbox 360?
Yeah. You know what? Sorry, you're telling the story. Let me find out.
Yeah. If you wouldn't mind, I was actually looking up to see when the game that we played.
Jesus Christ!
Wait, can I guess?
Go on.
2007.
It was released on the 22nd of November, 2005. 19 years ago.
Oh.
You could take an Xbox 360 for a beer. That is wild.
Yeah, yeah.
You know how they say we'll grow up and stop gaming?
I think
Not our generation.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. There's different generations now. Like, I feel like there were generations before us that just stopped playing at a certain time.
I know every generation feels like this, but I feel like our generation was the first to was one of the first to continue gaming at such a large volume. I know there's octogenarians out there that are playing COD at world class levels. I know that exists, but I feel like our older siblings may game, never gamed like we game though. Like, I feel like there's a lot of people that have games. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I know people that still game, get me, still very active. It's still a big part of their life, and I'm happy. I think it's a great form of entertainment. But anyway, bruv, this is your story.
No, do you know what? Yeah, no. In the same sense where we do a lot of things as kids, and as we get older, we tend to, as a kid, I think we spoke about this previously. You dance, you mess around, you draw, you paint, you do all these creative things. You sing, and as you get older, a lot of the time people lose them, and
you smoke, you drink,
you
drink, smoke.
But you lose all of that. You lose all of that fun stuff, and I think it's really important to like hold on to. And we spoke about this as well, like the whole gender thing as well, where I think guys are either we don't grow up initially in the first place, or we hold on to a bit more of our silliness, you know, as we go. But I think just across the board, everyone needs to do that.
Man. I mean, I know even certain men use an excuse to tell silly jokes under the disguise of they're creating a podcast, but I think that's ridiculous, isn't it?
Dumb.
That's fucking idiots, man. So you could jump on Xbox 360 to play a co-op game.
We were thinking, bro, what we like. I don't want to get into no farming, grinding. I ain't got time for any of that. So I was like, you want to jump on something, shoot some people up,
man,
whatever. And bro, there's just nothing out there to play. They're really, honestly, anything that we've already played this. Like I'm talking about. We played Splinter Cell Blacklist, which is from 2013, but all the Splinter Cell games I absolutely loved. And I think nowadays it comes down to the fact that it's just money-wise doesn't really make sense. It's not where the P's at in it. It's all about replayability and getting people to grind and pay for
add-ons
and all that kind of stuff, where creating a co-op campaign, people were like, oh, it's one and done, and then you're not really going to play it. Whereas when I had to re-buy the game because I knew I've got the CD for it. That's how it is, but it's in my lock-up somewhere, and I was like, it's going to take me a while to find that. It was like £5 or whatever, so I was just like, well, I'm going to get it anyway. But loads of people like, bruv, I've completed this game like 12 times since, I bought it in 2014 or whatever it was. But that is, on the whole, if you search like couch co-op games, they actually like, it felt like they made a thing where they were just like, no, we're just going to pull this completely because they want people all to buy their individual consoles, meet up online, because then you got to pay for subscription models. And
that's why there is I think they're called Take-Two, I might be wrong.
Well, that's the one that does
they do co-op games. They did A Way Out. Played A Way Out?
Yeah, I played A Way Out.
They also done It Takes Two. Have you played It Takes Two?
I haven't played It Takes
Sean,
Two.
I promise you,
but I would definitely play that.
It is one that we could probably sit down, a bunch of us, and just like switch over, like hand each other the control like every time a level's over. But it is a rare gem that ticks the boxes you've asked for.
Okay.
And yeah, bruv, I love like I've played it all the way through as one character, but it's got replayability. You can swap over and play as another character.
Right, okay.
And yeah, man, you're right.
Can I ask, does this remind you of Portal?
Yes. Thing is, I know Portal. Truth be told, I've never really played it, but I like because there was a co-op. Was it Portal 2?
Yeah, Portal 2.
Yeah, you could do co-op. Do you know what? I'll be up for that if you are.
Bang. Oh yeah, it's a wicked game.
Let's do it. Yeah, but It Takes Two is cool, and it looks like a kid's game. It's an adult's game. Like, one, bit swearing in there. Two, it's like it just looks like a kiddie game, but it's one of those ones. Honestly, one of the best co-op games I've played, and I mean this ever.
I'm not gonna lie, because I hadn't really heard about it too much, and then when I researched, that was one that kept popping up, and I was like, "Yo, I haven't played this."
Yeah, man.
So I'm gonna have to.
Yeah. What was that? And I've got another gem I want to tell you about at the end of this feature that we play that can tick the boxes of new and old at the same time. But Splinter Cell, tell us what like this game. Just for those that may not have played, like what's the co-op version of this game like?
Okay, so the premise is that especially the OG Splinter Cells, very, very much it's kind of like Metal Gear. So if you know about Metal Gear, it's similar to a degree. Very covert. You go in one man. You've got a load of gadgets. A bit James Bondy in that sense, where you can use your gadgets, but it's all about stealth. This latest one, it gives you the opportunity, because they were like, I think some people are not really about the stealth life, so they put other modes in where you can go a bit ham. You still get most points if you do it correctly. I'm doing some inverted speech air bubbles here, but if you do it correctly, but you can also just do other styles, where assault style, where you just like go in and lob frag grenades around and stuff. But it makes it really difficult, because when you get spotted, you need like bare armor and all that kind of stuff. So
you can go loud if you want.
Yeah. But you just go like it's the storyline is the storylines is like it's a good storyline. There's like every week there's an attack on US soil and you've got to try. It's like the blacklist and you've got to try and stop all of these events from happening.
Yeah.
And as you go through, you're pretty much you and your teammate. There are certain things where you have to do things at the same time. You got to do things together. You have to scale certain places where you can boost one up, and the other person will then like jump up and grab onto you, and then be able to climb up. You can, stuff like that. You can take, you can do like. You can do like assassinations at the same time. You can like time them together where you can do it, and it goes into like a mode, which is pretty cool. So as far as the game goes, when you want to just jump in, it's fun. You can like play with your mate. There's some good action in there. Pretty good storyline. Like KJ, for instance, KJ gives no shits about storyline.
Yeah,
that's why because I said to him before about playing A Way Out, and and I was like, oh, this is not your game, because every time anything pops up, he's like skip, and I'm like, bro. And he skips it, and then I'm like, so what are we doing? And he's like, I don't know. And I'm like, that's because you skipped it, bro. That's because you skipped it.
Yeah, man. But those cutscenes are the perfect time to have a crispy Dorito or two, man. Have a little slurpy of drink.
Have a snack
sit back, take it in, man. Do you know what I mean? Take time, bro.
Yeah, that was about as exciting as my my weekend. But it was good. Actually, it was good fun. It was good fun to catch up and good fun just to like jazz out a bit of a game.
Did you do complete the whole game, or was it too big? Do you think?
No, we just played. We played for a few hours. Yeah, played for a couple of hours.
I haven't played Splinter Cell for ages. How would you best describe gameplay for, like, if I could, do you reckon I could? Yeah, do you reckon I could just pick it up and play? Yeah, and have a laugh? It's one of them ones.
You could.
Sweet. Yeah,
depends on what. Depending on like, if you put it down like to like the easy level, you can like bowl up to someone and you'll be like 2 meters away from them, and they'll be like, "Huh?" Do you know what I mean? Whereas if
I think I heard something.
I think I heard something. You're like, "Oh, is it? I'm right here." You're a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
And you got those ones in it where like. But then if the better you get at it, if you want a challenge, the other ones, like they will hear your footsteps from like quite far away.
Yeah.
I remember, this is going back in the day. Yeah, I used to live with my cuz, and it was like on like at that point online wasn't really a thing. So we had like a LAN cable, drilled a hole in the wall, connected them.
Yeah.
But when you start putting it on the high levels, this was like it was jokes, because I was supposed to go in college in the morning, and it was like 4 a.m, and we'd hear like my parents coming out, and we'd be like, shh, wait for them, and then it was to the point where if you spoke too loud over the mic, they would be like, huh, who said that? Like, and I was even behind the door, so it like as the level scale, and then it can get really difficult. Like you'll be somewhere, and if you put it on a low level, you can just kind of run around like grabbing people and like shanking them or like knocking them out or whatever. And then as it gets later, you have to plan. You have to be like, there's a bit of darkness there. In the lower levels, you can shoot out lights, and people are like, huh? What's that? You know what I mean? Whereas like, if on the hard level you shoot out a light, they immediately know some things are gone.
Do you know what absolutely some things are gone? You know what I absolutely love though is when you're playing a game like that and you realise that you fucked it, and you just go crazy in it. That's when like we fucked it. So you just start throwing grenades around and just go crazy.
Because you're like, I'm gonna do or if you do something like they have things like a high value target that you're supposed to apprehend and bag and tag, and then you get like 40 G's or something for doing it. And so if I accidentally like murk him, I'm like, shit. So then I'll just go on a rampage for a minute. let out. Just sure.
Yeah, man. Do you know what would be a really good co-op game to play if they did Hitman, like a co-op version?
Bruv, you know what, that is a very good shout, because like Hitman and Splinter Cell actually have quite a similar vibe. I remember you're a Hitman fan. You put me onto Hitman.
Absolutely. And because
I didn't have for me, I didn't feel the kind of passion to go back and like, let me complete this level in a different way. I didn't do that.
I've realised that what I love doing in that game is I like playing it and pretending I'm like in a movie, right? But I also like to go for the comedy deaths. They've added more and more in where you can like drop an anvil on someone's head, a piano, you can make like a machine stop working, make them trip over and fall into like a plant chipper or something like that.
I'm sold already.
So like there's like every mission, and if it isn't obvious, just do a little Google. You can get like someone they can suggest the direction you go in, and it's great, man. And like you can put on really funky different disguises. Do you know what I mean? Like you could wear like it gets there's like a comedy element to each version, which I think is really, really fun as well.
Why not?
But yeah, right. So Sean, a game that ticks both boxes, old and new school, also one of the best co-op games of all time. And I think it's been out on PS Access, but I think it's out on Xbox as well. I think Streets of Rage 4. They properly made Streets of Rage 4, which was a side-scrolling co-op game, which was actually, I think Streets of Rage came out before Street Fighter. I think it inspired Street Fighter.
Streets of Rage was sick.
Yeah, so 4 came out, so it's a version of the game that's made very recently, like last year, the year before. So it's like slick, but it's the same kind of side-scrolling stuff, all of the same stuff, and there's a setting on it where you can use the original 90s soundtrack. So you hear like yeah, so that's sick. So if you want to play that, you can play that, and I think it's up to 4 players online, and if it's cross-play, we would play that, man. And it's one of them games. I hope like KJ wouldn't want to like skip the story, because the story is like but yeah, man. Oh, that sounds sick, man. Splinter Cell. Michael, a bit. I'll get into it real quick. Loop earplugs. I've not got them here with me in the studio because that's the box for them. Sorry. They're like these earplugs that you wear that protect your hearing. So the ones I got a loop earplug switch. So they sit inside your ear. And you've got a little switch on them, and it goes from like minus 18 decibels to minus 24 decibels. And I wore them in a nightclub because I was gigging in Bournemouth this weekend. Shout out to the listeners of the show that reached out to me because they're in Bournemouth. And I popped them in, and my ears were so well protected, but I had to pop, because I was hosting, I had to pop them out to hear some stuff that people were saying. And I did not realize how loud a nightclub is. Bro, my ears were ringing so much, but when I'm next out clubbing with you guys, I'm gonna throw these bad boys in. The ones I got are the switches, so you can adjust them, so they cost about 50 quid. But they've got ones that start at like 20 quid.
I've got a pair. Shout out to Maria, a friend of mine who gave me them. Yeah, and we were like responsible ravers. Yeah, so when we would go out like proper rave, there's one that she gave me. I was like, "What's this?" She's like, "Fam, you don't want to get tinnitus.
Yep,
it's not fun." Yeah, like I know people that have got it and has ruined their life.
Hello,
we're ravers, but we're responsible ravers.
Yes, man.
So like I just held on to them, and like we just go, and then at one point you'd be like near, because it's all about bass. You take one out, and just the highs that suddenly get filtered into your head. You're just like, it makes you kind of like your face will screw up.
Yeah, it's not nice.
Pop that back in, boy.
Yeah, man.
You get used to it, don't you? You don't realize how loud it is.
So crazy how your brain adjusts to stuff like darkness and sound. But because I was with other DJs, and I'll be honest, other DJs hearing isn't very good. One of the DJs like to have the monitors, like the speakers that we have in the booth, really loud, and they were hurting my ears without the loops in. And for it to hurt my ears in a club, they have to be loud, because I've got loss of hearing already because of all the clubbing stuff I've done, and I've got a tiny touch of tinnitus. I just saved myself, but my ringing in my ears lasts so much longer than anyone else. So like 48 hours sometimes I got like a in my ear. You know, best way to describe it is like in a movie when a gun goes off near someone's head and it goes like and everyone's going like, "Are you okay? Are you okay?"
Or a grenade goes off.
Grenades goes off. Yeah, a flashbang in it, and they're like, "You okay?" So yeah, man. But honestly, there's loads. That's cool, man. There's 4 tips on them as well, so you can adjust them to your ear size. I literally do this whenever I get a pair of headphones. I try every tip. Pop them in, and then go for them. But I'd say honestly, the standard ones, personally for me, I like, if anyone got them, I'd say get maximum protection. And if you wanted to invest in the ones with the switch that I've got that switch up to that maximum protection, cool. But when you're in a club and you got them in anyway, everyone's shouting at you anyway. Bar staff, can I help you? Someone's talking to you. You're right, mate. The music's loud. It actually sounds clearer when you have them in. Did you notice that? Like, it feels like you get used to it, and it doesn't sound like you can't hear the tunes.
It like 100%. I don't remember any times where I've gone raving and then I've had to take them out to speak to someone.
Yeah.
I put them in at the beginning of the night and I forget about it.
Yeah, man. 100%.
Go out into the smoking area, have a chat, whatever it is. Yeah. Go back in, like
crack right on.
Yeah,
man.
I'm like.
So yeah, loop earplugs, and a lot of people ask me, like I posted them on my story. A lot of people ask me like, "Yo, man, what do you think of them?" There's like, and quite a few people like, I've got them. And they're
comfortable, yo.
Yeah, like because I tried all the different sizes, I popped them in. What I was worried about was they'd fall out. But the tips and the way that they fit, into the canal of your ear.
Is it like the ones that have they've got loads of like rubbery bits, so they'll be like, let's say, it's similar.
Yeah, exactly that.
Imagine how to.
So they've got like this circle,
like lots of round discs all in a line, kind of.
I mean, I'll show them to you. Maybe the ones you have are different, but yeah, these are the ones I'm showing them to Sean. So they're kind of just like a circle.
Oh yeah, I remember you showed.
Yeah,
I remember you showed these to me. You showed me a picture of
yeah,
these
that was it
a while ago.
Yeah, maybe I mentioned.
These are different. Yeah, these are different to the ones.
Yeah. So and at the moment I was on the website they've got 100 day hassle free return. What I will return.
Wait, can I just ask before you say that? Wasn't this something? There was something about falling asleep in these? Was there something? Maybe that was something.
Yeah, you can use them for sleeping too.
Yeah,
if you want. What I did buy and what I will be returning though is they come with a tether that you can have, like they called it a loop link. It's only 20 quid, but you connect it to it and put them in your ears. I put it on. One, I didn't need it because they didn't fall out, and two, I just felt like
you feel like a librarian or something.
I look like a librarian, bro. I just looked at it. I was like, this can't do. Yeah, so I took them off, and I'll be sending that back. But I'll be, and it comes with an extra carry case when you get them, but not needed. And now I keep it in my mic bag, and I think every time we go out clubbing, I'll probably wear them. You can get ones that have like silver and gold and all like different colors and stuff, but I just prefer it dark in my ear. Looks fine. But yeah, man, so that's it. Loop switch. Anything else you want to talk about, Sean, before we move on to our next section?
Nah, let's do it.
Time for our news stories of the week. But this is actually now for news stories of the week. This is X-rated crisps
of the week.
What? You just
now
surprised me with this. What's
Sean, it's not the first time we've had X-rated crisps on the show. I think if you remember, we had pussy flavoured potato chips. I do remember that,
yeah.
And they are back in stock now. So maybe we try them. Pum chips.
Where do we have to purchase these from?
The Chaz, isn't it? ChazChips.com. But they weren't in stock last time because that pussy was flying off the shelves, bruv. But they have got the Tun crisps, so we will try the pussy flavoured crisps. But now kids have been eating adult crisps, but not that kind of adult. The headline is 14 children have ended up in hospital after eating adult-only crisps.
Adult-only crisps.
14 high school students have been hospitalised after eating a box of ultra-spicy rated 18 chips. So not spicy in terms of that spicy like the pum chips, but these are spicy chips because they are really hot.
Conventional sense.
So I'll get on with the story. Like, what are your thoughts on these food challenges that people are doing that involve eating things that hurt?
I think it's dangerous, man.
Yeah, man.
Like,
I've never really been tempted for a spice challenge.
I obviously have not been tempted to do a spice challenge because I am the worst.
Yeah.
Absolute worst.
But it's like
at eating anything spicy.
Maybe it's because we're a bit older now. Because when we were kids, we did do silly things like kick each other in the shins or whatever, like stuff like that, or like trip each other up. But I just feel like of all food challenges I would want to do, I might try like a I don't know like something sour or something like that. But to like eat a really hot crisp that hurts, I don't see the joy in it. You see people eating it, you see their noses run, they cry, they're like coughing. I'm like, why would I?
The only thing that there are certain people that I know that the whole time that I've known them, there's never been anything which they've eaten which they've been like, yo, that was really hot.
Yeah. And
I don't know how much of it is them playing it off being like, nah, that was right, that's right. But they're not having any of like, they're not, sweating and this and that.
You know, like, have you seen Hot Ones, that internet show where they eat the hot wings that get progressively hotter?
Yeah.
And like,
there are some questions and stuff.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, just like fuck them up. So fuck up their inside at the same time. Yeah, like I think you see people go through that cycle of where you see them firm it. They go, yeah, I'm fine. But these ones, like, apparently get so hot that some people hallucinate, they faint, they like just start like your body doesn't know what to do.
Because chili is a hallucinogen. Why does both of them sound?
Chili is a hallucinogen. Is it a or an hallucinogen? It's a hallucinogen. Yeah, man. So these kids are on it, man. Like, but like 14, I might like touch my tip on the touch the tip of my tongue. Whoa, that's a challenge. Ooh, the chip tip challenge. But yeah, like I might like touch it with my tongue, like that, and then be like, wow, that's hot. But like, there's like there's a black one that's around, which is like a single chip in a box, and it turns your mouth blue or black when you eat it.
Oh yeah, I feel about that.
And that literally like, I don't.
Yeah, but this is what it comes down to, innit? Dares.
Yeah. And there were 14 dares because they got hospitalized, bruv. A first year student at, sorry for mispronouncing this because I'm not from Tokyo, but I think it's Rokugo Koka High School in Tokyo bought the R18 curry chips to school on Tuesday and shared them among 33 members of his class. That's what. So that means if only 14 people went to hospital, the other 14 are getting bragging rights. They're hard as nails, innit? Pussy. But the crisps soon proved too much for his classmates, and almost immediately the students began to complain of stomach aches, burning mouths, and nausea. I definitely know there was some diarrhea in there, but no one wanted to mention it. The police were soon called after 13 girls and one boy began to feel seriously unwell, and one student was even taken away in a wheelchair.
Sorry, I don't know why that's funny. Because I ate a crisp. Sorry.
Can you imagine how...
You'd have to, it's one of them ones, isn't it? Like we spoke about last week. One of them ones you can't make something up, innit?
Yeah. Can you imagine going into hospital when you're in there, like in a wheelchair?
I was 20 man, yeah? And next thing I knew...
Yeah. Someone swung a baseball bat over my head as I was eating the chip. But like, imagine being in hospital and they wheel the guy in a wheelchair and he's like, down there, like, what's wrong? The patient has consumed a single potato chip. A hot curry one. What?
Oh my days.
However, the boy that brought them in told police he'd previously enjoyed the snack without any side effects, and others who tried the crisps reported only mild symptoms. Well, you would say that, innit?
Well, man, what's the whole bag?
He's saying that he'd previously enjoyed it, but he's saying that because he doesn't want to get in trouble, doesn't he? Because he's just hurt like 15 people.
Yeah, but it was a weird demographic. Was he only was it a he in the first place?
Yeah.
It was a he.
Yeah.
Was he only sharing it with females, or did the females not? Oh,
I didn't want to get into this. Could they not handle the heat?
Yeah,
because it's mad that 14.
Did they not take it well? But yeah, exactly.
Yeah. 14 girls. I don't know. Maybe the spice in it made the female tongue.
Do you know? Sorry to interrupt you, but you know the worst one is the one dude.
As school kids, you're like,
that would be me.
Yeah,
get ripped.
Or he was like, oh, you're sick as well. I'm going to come to hospital with you. Oh no, it burns so much. All right, ladies, let's go. 14 of you and one of me.
Anyone want some
milk? Water? Yeah. Sure. The snack does come with a warning, though, to advise those under the age of 18 and people with high blood pressure and a weak stomach shouldn't consume it. Further advises consumers not to consume the entire snack by themselves. It could cause diarrhea, and not to handle the crisps if they have cuts on their hands. The only other thing I am told not to handle if I have cuts on my hands are chemicals. Yeah. I don't want to eat that, bruv. In Sayama Corp, which makes the crisps alongside a range of other extra spicy foods, it sincerely wishes for the swift recovery of those who have reported feeling unwell, and they warn that even experienced spice lovers should proceed with caution whilst eating said product.
I'm not gonna lie, it's a bit mad because it is a snack that I believe feels like it should be consumed in one sitting, and they're like, yeah, don't consume this in one sitting. Like, and then people would say, well, you won't buy a whole jar of chilies and eat them all, and you're like, yeah, but you're not supposed to eat a jar of chilies. You're supposed to eat a bag of crisps, though, innit?
Yeah. Also, we've spoken about this before. No one eats a single crisp. That is weird. That's honestly, if I saw you open a packet of crisps and opened a single one and like slowly folded it over and placed it to the side, I would never let you fix me a drink. I probably would watch you in a totally different way now. I'd have to address our friendship. If you ate a single crisp, Sean, and folded the packet closed and left it, nah, man, that is
what are you doing with your life?
That's
what are you doing? Nah, what are you doing though, innit?
Yeah.
Like, where's your life heading at this moment?
Yeah, man.
What's wrong? No, you know, it might have to be one of them ones where you check in.
Yeah, is everything all right, bro?
Are you?
Yeah. Like, honestly, like, I can help you. Things will get better. I promise you, like, it doesn't have to be like this.
Yeah.
Do you get me?
Because it would be a moment. It would be a moment where you'd really have to.
Yeah.
You would understand that they've hit rock bottom. Because
it's taken me a while just to understand somebody who doesn't complete a whole packet of crisps. There are people out there that are like, I'm quite full, but I'm like, well, I've started.
Oh, what, so like, just eat like 3/4 of a bag?
Yeah, and leave the rest.
No.
I know people like that, you know, or they'll eat like 2/3 of a chocolate bar and leave the rest. I'm like, I might as well just polish that off, bro. What are you doing?
Bro, you'd eat like 1 out of 15 squares and you'll be like,
I might as well wrap, I might as well wrap the whole kilogram if it's a kilogram bar in it. Or like, you know, have 2 sips of a can of Coke and just be like, yeah, I'm all right for that now. I'm like, what? But yeah.
Okay, I think it's okay if you've got if you've got like kettle chips, like big bag.
Okay, yeah, that's cool.
You bosh like quarter or half of them and then you fold it back up. Yeah, we're good with that.
Wouldn't that be even weirder though if you had a big bag of chips and ate a single crisp as well? And then like slowly folded and like I don't know, like run your fingernail across the top to close it, or maybe put a peg on it.
No, I was about to say, if you took a peg out,
I don't know, you know.
we might have to not be friends anymore.
Yeah, I'd make a separate WhatsApp group and be like, oh guys, just so you know.
Yeah. Please watch this video and see how
what
you
are
feel
we going to
about
do?
it.
We need an intervention here. All right, cool. I'll wrap this one up. The products are made using ghost pepper or but jolokia, a chili pepper recognized as one of the spiciest in the world. It is 170 times hotter than Tabasco sauce, which is quite a spicy sauce. Last year, an American teen died after eating a super spicy tortilla chip as part of a viral challenge on social media.
Was that the one you were chatting about?
I think it's the black one, yeah. I
remember you mentioned that before. Comes in a little box or something.
Yeah, it is that one, yeah. Yeah, he just died, yeah. That is, and it was like the Paqui chip or whatever. The 10th grader, Harris, 14, died of a cardiopulmonary arrest. That's a heart attack, isn't it? Yeah. After eating the Paqui one chip challenge, which involved eating it's coated in the ingredients of the Carolina Reaper and the Naga Viper, two of the hottest peppers in the world. This product has since been pulled from the shelves. Listen,
my mouth is watering right now.
What, like
just talking about chilies?
Yeah,
I can't even eat chilies, but even just thinking about chilies, my mouth just starts watering.
I hear that, man. But yeah, I think if there's a safe thing to take away before we wrap this episode, it's just don't eat hot stuff. Like, and do you know what? It's easy to make food spicy and salty and peppery, which is kind of spicy, but you know, pepper's different. But it's not easy to make it unspicy, unsalty,
very true,
and unpeppery.
Very
simple, innit?
Very. I don't want to
easy to get high.
I was going to say I don't want to be a hypocrite because we've previously spoken about some of the daft games that we used to play. Like, let's get unconscious.
Yeah,
like, you know
let's play the knockout game.
Do some dumbness like that, which is don't condone that anyway. It just feels like
we'd do it, wouldn't we?
Yeah.
If someone brought these in to class at lunchtime, we'd all have a go at it.
So our version of this. You know what I'm going to say, right? How many atomic fireballs can you pop at one time?
I think that, or Sean, do you know what we would have done at school? We would have taken a packet of crisps and emptied it out. Put those chips in and gone, oh, do you want a crisp? That's what we would have done. That's what we would have done. That's what we would have done. Hey, do you want a crisp?
Savage. Just
and then, we'd know somebody would like rub their eye after eating it and then...
Oh.
Yeah, man, you're right. Do you want a crisp, yeah? Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Just pop into the toilet.
Yeah.
Should someone tell him to wash his hands first?
Yeah. Anyway, that's the end of our show because we've gone over time. But Sean, as usual, time's flown. It's been a pleasure.
Likewise, bro.
At How to Kill an Hour on social media. Do keep sending in your own jokes as well. We have got some more punishment coming up where jokes have been sent in from you guys. Some horrible ones and some lovely ones. And at Marcus Bronzy on social medias as well. You can find Sean. Where can we find On Road, Sean?
On the road.
On the roads. On the roads.
I'm usually homebound anyway, so you can't find me.
Just chilling out, man. But yeah, thanks for your support, man. We will be in your ear holes very soon. Stay nicey, stay spicy.
Stay nice. Tell me what a catch line.
Stay classy, San Diego.